The courtroom carried the scent of varnished wood and tension thick enough to taste. Her lawyer spoke with that smug certainty of a man who believed the story was already written. My ex-wife sat a few seats away, perfectly composed, hands clasped, eyes glassy, the very image of heartbreak she'd likely practiced in front of a mirror. Then her sister leaned forward and said it loud enough for everyone to hear. "He only wants the money, not the kids." Her mother nodded, whispering, "He's using them." Their words slid through the air like poison meant to wound, to sway, to rot whatever was left of my reputation. But I didn't flinch. I'd been preparing for this moment far longer than they knew. I met her 12 years ago at a charity event. She laughed easily, like someone untouched by sorrow, and I mistook that for strength. She mistook my calm for weakness. We built a neat, picture-perfect life, a modest house, a small garden, dinners by candlelight. It all looked right from the outside, but the cracks started showing quietly. She began staying out late, her excuses thin, her phone always turned away from me. Then one night, she came home smelling faintly of cologne that wasn't mine. That was the first clue. The second came when our son mentioned casually, "Mom said we might move soon." I didn't ask where. I already knew. The proof came slow but steady. Bank transfers to a new account under her name. A rental agreement in another city. Late-night whispers behind locked doors. She wasn't just cheating. She was planning an escape, with my savings, with the money we put aside for our children's future. But I didn't lose control. I didn't yell. I began collecting evidence. Emails, receipts, messages. Every detail log dated, stored. When I confronted her, I simply asked, "Do you want me gone, or do you just want to win?" She didn't answer. That silence told me everything. From that day, I stopped reacting and started strategizing. She wanted noise. I gave her silence. She wanted chaos. I gave her calm. I let her believe she was winning. Taking the house, the children part-time, the sympathy. All the while, I was building a case so strong it didn't need my words to defend it. I hired a forensic accountant who uncovered every hidden dollar. I worked with a custody evaluator who saw through the lies. Every meeting I would compose, respectful, steady, while she unraveled, desperate to prove her version of the truth. When the trial began, her family filled the courtroom, ready to watch me crumble. Her lawyer called me greedy, manipulative, said I was using my children as leverage. I stayed still. Sometimes silence cuts deeper than any argument. Then they called my son, 8 years old, to the stand. His feet dangled off the edge of the chair, not quite touching the floor. The lawyer asked the easy questions first. Name, age, where he lived. Then came the trap. "Your mom says your dad speaks badly about her. Is that true?" He hesitated, then said, "Dad told me not to say this, but you should know the truth." The room went silent. Even the judge looked up. He took a breath and said, "Dad said Mom is still my mom, and I should love her no matter what, even if she doesn't love him anymore." You could feel the shift. The smugness drained from her lawyer's face. Her mother covered her mouth. My ex sat frozen. And then my son added, "Dad also said grown-ups make mistakes, but lying about them makes everything worse." The judge closed her eyes for a moment, holding back tears. When she looked up, her expression had changed completely. That was the moment I knew everything had turned. I didn't smile. I didn't gloat. But inside, something long restrained finally eased. The judge called for a recess. My ex's lawyer wouldn't look at me. She sat pale and trembling, realizing she'd lost, not because of what I said, but because of what I didn't have to. When the hearing resumed, the custody decision was sealed. But I already knew. The truth had spoken for me. Outside the courthouse, she approached, voice shaky. "You told him to say that, didn't you?" I looked at her evenly. "No," I said. "I told him to be honest." She opened her mouth to argue, but her lawyer called her away. She left without another word. Driving home, my son sat quietly in the back seat. After a while, he asked, "Dad, did I do something wrong?" I met his eyes in the mirror. "No, son," I said. "You did something brave." He smiled softly and looked out the window. That tiny smile filled the silence like sunlight through glass. I replayed that day countless times, not for revenge, not even for pride, but as a reminder. Restraint is power. Truth doesn't need to shout. It only needs patience. In the end, I didn't destroy anyone. They did that themselves. I just made sure the light was on when it happened. And when my son spoke that day, it wasn't vengeance that filled the room. It was clarity, the kind that cuts deeper than any verdict ever could.